From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, February 2nd, 2016. I'm Paula Degnan in for Ann Gownley. Hazleton City Council meets tonight and will consider 3 proposed amendments designed to raise revenue to hire 6 police officers. WYLN's lead reporter Gary Perna is at City Hall live. Gary, what can we expect tonight?
Well, Paula, good evening from Hazleton City Hall, where tonight, so far, nothing is going on. The meeting is set for 7 p.m., and at that time, we're expected to hear a lot of people to come out, either for or against the tax increase to bring 6 new officers here to the city of Hazleton. Let's take a listen to the package from earlier before.
The amendments are supported by Mayor Jeff Cassat, and they were put on the agenda by Councilman Robert Gavio. One would raise property taxes 0.09 mils, bringing the total millage to 4.6 mils from its current 4.51. That would cost the homeowner of a $100,000 home about $9 a year. The second would increase the earned income tax rate by 0.025%, from 1.35% to 1.6%. Mayor Jeff Cassat says that would generate about $900,000 in revenue and would cost the wage earners 25 cents for every $100 earned in wages. The third proposal adjusts the budget to account for the proposed increases. Mayor Cassat wants to use the revenue from the EIT hike to hire 4 full-time police officers and some of the property tax revenue for hiring a 5th full-time cop. If council ratifies those amendments, the police union has agreed to forego arbitration for the cost of living increase in 2016 and take a pay freeze. Money that would have been awarded for those raises would be used to hire the 6th officer. Cassat says 6 police officers hires and a switch to 12-hour shifts would increase patrols by 25%. Councilman Gavio calls that proposal responsible. 2 other council members would have to vote with Gavio for them to take effect. President of Council Jack Mundy says he guessed council would go along with the EIT increase, but not the property tax hike. City Council has until February 15th to enact a
everything will
redone
have
budget.
to be done with this budget by February 15th. So whether council decides to vote on it today here at the council meeting, then they'll have to have a second and third reading on any amendments made before the February 15th deadline, which means there could very well be another council meeting on the 15th if budget amendments go into effect here tonight. Now, according to sources, we did learn that council is willing to give Mayor Cassat the EIT tax. They're not so keen on giving him the property tax, but of course, we'll let you know tonight at 10 with any of the details, how this comes out. And remember, WYLN is taping this entire meeting, and we'll broadcast it tomorrow, Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on WYLN. We're live tonight at City Hall. I'm Gary Perna, WYLN News.
There was plenty of police activity in Hazleton today. This morning, a shooting. It happened about 3 a.m. near North Wyoming and Arbutus Streets. Police are on the lookout for 24-year-old Jonah Castillo Rodriguez. He's described as a Hispanic male, 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing about 120 pounds. The 24-year-old male victim remains under treatment for injuries. Police are still investigating, and anyone with information is asked to call Hazleton Police 570-459-4940 or dial 911. And it was far from a quiet afternoon for residents on several blocks of North Locust Street in Hazleton today. Around 1 o'clock, with help from the Hazleton Fire Department, Hazleton and State Police blocked North Locust at 8th, 9th, and 10th Streets. Through a police megaphone came the instructions not once, but several times, "We have a search warrant. Come out with your hands up." The focus on a home at 696 North Locust Street. In less than an hour, the incident was over and 2 people were taken out from the home. So far, no word on what police had a search warrant for or who the people were. A Christian-based school on Locust Street in Hazleton was robbed overnight. Emmanuel Christian School officials say some computer items were taken. They wouldn't give any more details, but said Hazleton police are investigating the incident. If you know anything, you're being asked to call Hazleton Police at 570-459-4940. In Luzerne County Court, the trial is underway for a Hazel Township woman who allegedly shot and killed her boyfriend in 2011. Testimony began today in the murder trial against 32-year-old Jessica Alinsky. A 7-woman, 5-man jury will decide if she is guilty of killing Matthew Ryan Gailey in September of 2011. The prosecution claims she staged the scene at a home on Muskegon Circle to make it look like a suicide. Alinsky previously entered a guilty plea to third-degree murder, but later withdrew it. Opening statements were heard today. Testimony continues tomorrow. The man already facing several armed robbery charges in Luzerne County can now add one more. Joseph Lombardo of West Pittston was arraigned today on charges in connection with an alleged armed robbery at Hanover Beverage earlier this month. The 39-year-old is already facing charges in connection with 3 other alleged robberies, all which occurred during the same January time frame. He's now back in the Luzerne County Correctional Facility. A Pottsville man was found not guilty on 2 counts of rape. East Union Township Police charged 49-year-old David Moran with raping a woman in May of 2015. The victim testified Moran made sexual advances toward her when they went to Harry's U Pullet in Hazel Township. She then stated Moran took her to his residence to help gather firewood. There, she alleged he raped her. A jury found Moran not guilty today of 2 counts of rape, 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault, and 1 count each of intimidating a witness. The man who robbed the manager of Applebee's in West Hazleton after ramming her car on an interstate ramp pleaded guilty to robbery and burglary charges. 25-year-old Pablo Valenzuela entered his plea in the incident last February. Valenzuela had an accomplice, 30-year-old Victor Soto Santana of Allentown. He was accused of kidnapping at gunpoint Melissa Phillips, the night manager of the restaurant. After ramming her car on an I-81 ramp, they forced her to return to the restaurant and open the business in order to rob the store's safe. Valenzuela also had to pay $1,300 in restitution. Back in November, Soto Santana pleaded no contest to kidnapping and robbery charges. He was sentenced to time served and deported to the Dominican Republic. Valenzuela also pleaded guilty to heroin trafficking in a separate case and is being held in county prison pending sentencing. A special parking spot was dedicated today for our wounded warriors. It's at the Health and Wellness Center in Hazleton. WILN's Ann Gownley has more on the story from Hazel Township.
An estimated 1.8 million Purple Heart recipients, combat wounded service members, have transitioned back into civilian life. Robert Sotak, a Marine who is originally from Hazleton and now lives in Mountaintop, is a Vietnam veteran and has received the prestigious Purple Heart Award after being wounded in combat on March 25, 1969. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and the Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton are now offering parking spots for those Purple Heart recipients to honor them for their service.
I came back from Vietnam in 1969 and there weren't any parades, so it certainly is a welcome sign to see the parking placard. And the Purple Heart is an award that you get it through some unpleasant circumstances. And I was wounded on March 25th, 1969 in an assault of a hill. And that's what I was awarded the Purple Heart for.
Sotak says he comes to the fitness center every day and is thrilled to see what they are doing for area veterans. Ashley Ann Tamborski, Quality Care Coordinator at LVPG and member of the Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton Veterans Initiative Committee, says they are happy to give back to those who have fought for our freedoms.
For all of us as a whole, it gives us the opportunity to pinpoint people who are veterans or have received Purple Hearts. Not a lot of people will go around and say that they were in a war or like Mr. Sotak said, they don't get a parade when they came back. So now is our time to show how grateful we are for the sacrifices they made throughout their lives for our freedom.
Sotak says those who have received the Purple Heart Award should look into obtaining license plates, allowing others to know the sacrifices they made for our country.
You know, I'm certain there are other Purple Heart recipients who just have never applied for the parking plate, and it's really simple. All you have to do is send a copy of your DD-214 or a copy of the citation to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, and it's easy, and you deserve the recognition. Get it.
If you are a Purple Heart Award recipient, you are welcome to park in these spots located at the Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton and Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
As long as, you know, even if you put a note in the windshield or you stop by the reception desk and let them know that that you are a Purple Heart recipient and you've parked in the spot, that would be sacrificial enough. We want to be able to thank you. We want somebody at the front desk to say, thank you for your service. We're so glad you were able to utilize our parking spot. I just would like everyone to know, again, gratitude is the key to abundance. So be thankful for what you have. And here at Lehigh Valley, we're trying our best to continue to do more things for the veterans as time moves on.
Lehigh Valley says it's just a small gesture of appreciation for those who have given so much so we can live freely here in America. In Hazel Township for WYLN News, I'm Ann Gownley.
It was a delightful way to understand groundhogese earlier this morning, an early spring. That was the forecast from the furry weather procrastinator, Punxsutawney Phil. He didn't see his shadow this morning on Gobbler's Knob, meaning spring will arrive ahead of schedule, or so the old German legend goes. Phil came out of his burrow, or was actually brought out of his burrow just before 7:30 this morning. It's just the 18th time, dating back to 1887, that Phil didn't see his shadow. Time now for a first look at our forecast, and we'll find out if our chief meteorologist Joe Garbacik agrees with Phil. He's in the Weather Center right now with the details. Joe?
Hey, there's 6 more weeks of winter no matter how you look at it, so it doesn't really make a difference. And you know what, tell you what, it's going to feel like winter across our area before all is said and done. But in the meantime, some mild temperatures in place. Don't have to really worry about any travel problems out there as we head into this evening. But boy, one heck of a storm system from the south through the Carolinas, well, just to the west of the Carolinas, but in through Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama. Some severe weather occurring down there. Tornado watches in effect. Here's where the colder weather is from Wisconsin up through Michigan. And before all is said and done, we're going to be looking at precipitation overspreading our area. But hey, temperature-wise, 40s, some areas in the 50s for daytime highs. Not too bad. 41 now in New Angola, 44 in Berwick, and 44 in Bloomsburg. The complete 7-day forecast coming up in just a few. Paula?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, a trial date has been set and more news here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis.
Hey kids, I'm home.
Dad, it's cold in here.
Oh, it's not cold in here, it's warm in here. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn this down because I got to save money for tax preparation.
Honest Abe's, your tax partner, giving free advice year-round. 310 South Church Street in Hazleton. Call them at 570-861-8297. Don't stress, pay less.
Hello, my name is Ken Altenbach from Team Building US. As a company that is honest and passionate about others, the ultimate mission of Team Building US is to make you a success.
Team Building US provides leadership development for people just like you and me. They offer essential training needed to build successful teams and impressive leaders. Team Building US's workshops are created and developed specifically for you or your organization.
From one person to 1,000, Team Building US has the solution.
Attorney General Kathleen Kane's criminal trial is expected to begin August 8th in Montgomery County Court in suburban Philadelphia. Kane faces charges of perjury, false swearing, and obstruction related to the alleged leak of secret grand jury material. A conviction on just one of the 2 felony perjury charges alone carries a maximum penalty of 7 years in prison. Kane has maintained her innocence and claims that the investigation was initiated by people who sought to hide their involvement in an exchange of offensive emails. Governor Tom Wolf wants to shut down the Public Employee Retirement Commission. It's the agency which reviews municipal pension plans and legislation that would affect public worker pensions. The governor's spokesman says that the governor believes the 2 pension plans, the State Employees Retirement System and Republican School Employees Retirement System, already provide what he called independent analysis of their own plans and pension legislation. Some of the legislature, however, say the governor can't do that, that eliminating the commission would take legislation which would have to pass both houses, not simply an edict from the governor's office. Former state representative Tom Tighe has died. He battled stage 4 lung cancer after being diagnosed in May of last year. Tighe served 12 terms in the State House as the representative of the 118th Legislative District. He also served in Vietnam from 1968 until 1969 as an infantry platoon commander and was awarded a Silver Star, the 3rd highest military decoration. Tighe also served in the Marine Corps Reserve for 27 years. Tom Tighe was 70 years old. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik back in with a full look at our forecast. Plus, get ready, we're going for a spin. Stay tuned.
At Whitetail Preserve, they pride themselves with giving their guests 5-star service. They are now open for lunch 6 days a week and offer limited delivery service for lunch to businesses in Cunningham, Valmont, and Humboldt Industrial Park. Call them at 570-384-2314.
Hello, I'm Ann Gownley from WYLN TV. Please join us this year as the Hazleton unit of the American Cancer Society presents the 38th annual telethon On the Road to Wellness. The telethon will be held Saturday, February 27th at our new home, the Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton. WYLN will be broadcasting live from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Join us for a day filled with great entertainment. The telethon is made possible by these sponsors.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We are going to meet 2 very special patients of Dr. Stacy. You'll meet Gianna and Patty, and you're going to hear about how this little girl has been receiving chiropractic care with great results most of her life. Her story and her mom's story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
We know there are thousands of people all across the country, just like us, waiting for their songs to be heard. Our mission is to hit the road, find them, and bring them into the daylight. And oh yeah, we're going to have a blast along the way. This is the Songwriters Roadshow.
Hey, not too bad weather-wise across northeastern Pennsylvania today. It's even going to get milder as we head into tomorrow. Unfortunately, we're going to be looking at a return of some colder weather as we start going into next week and the potential of some fairly heavy rain before all is said and done in a 7-day forecast. So on to the graphic for today, and it wasn't a bad day across our area. We can call it fairly tranquil for our region. And we do have some rain that's going to start to be overspreading our area, and a pretty potent storm system to talk about, which I'll show you in just a little bit. But closer to home, Live 35 Skycast Doppler, nothing to show you from Wilkes-Barre through Scranton, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Danville, All points at this time continuing to remain dry. Our live Lehigh tire conditions outside our television station in Hazleton, 38 degrees, winds coming in at about 5 miles per hour. 40 in Mount Pocono, 45 Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport. Lower 50s in Philadelphia, 46 degrees in Williamsport, and 49 degrees in Pittsburgh. Wyoming Valley area, things not shaping up to be too bad. Temperatures continuing to remain in the 40s. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. Not looking bad across the northeast, increasing clouds. As you go further out toward the west, out in the Ohio Valley region, you could see some rain overspreading parts of that area. And before all is said and done, we're going to be looking at some rain coming into our area. Taking a look tomorrow morning into the afternoon hours for our Wednesday. That's when we're going to be looking at rain overspreading our area. And we could be looking at a good 3/4 of an inch, maybe some areas near an inch. So a good soaking event. But again, it's going to be completely rain because temperatures will continue to remain above freezing. Temperatures stay above freezing through tonight. Tomorrow, boy, look at those numbers. Many areas will be in the mid to upper 50s. That's not bad for February. And then notice as we go into our Thursday morning, temperature is still above freezing. So precipitation amounts a decent amount, generally on average 3/4 of an inch, maybe up to an inch of rain. And again, this will be all rain and then colder as we start going into next week. Extended forecast looking like this and what we can expect over the next couple of days. It'll stay mild and some rain and then turning windy for Thursday and getting colder by the weekend and as we go into next week. We'll have more for you coming up after the break.
WILN TV 35, first in live sports. Join Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and the entire WILN sports team as we bring you the best in live local sports. WILN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights.
The Health and Wellness Center in Hazleton will be hosting the 38th annual American Cancer Society Telethon later this month. WILN will be broadcasting live on February 27th from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. Many activities are scheduled throughout the day-long event, including a first ever spin-a-thon.
Health screening tables set up in the Wellness Center that you can come out and have different health screenings done. In the Fitness Center, we'll be hosting our first annual spin-a-thon.
If you're not familiar, spinning is much like riding an outdoor bike and is also beneficial to your health.
Are hoping that whether you're a new beginner at spinning or if you are a pro at spinning, you come out to just support. We want you to come out and try it at least. We'll be hosting it from 9 a.m. to 5, and it's all donations that we're asking for will be going towards the Cancer Society.
The spin-a-thon classes take place from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. The cost of the class, $6. Deadline to register is February 19th. For more information, you can visit lvhn.org/Hazleton. Coming up next, Eric DeBerardinis has sports here on WILN, and our chief meteorologist Joe will be back with another look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
WILN TV 35 has strong ties to the community, as evident in its commitment to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hand Society telethons. WILN's commitment to northeastern Pennsylvania continues with a broadcast of Hazleton's Funfest Parade and both the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants of Spare Hill flag, and throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other events. WILN, we're your local network.
WILN is proud to announce a huge technical upgrade to our channels that will bring a better digital picture and expanded coverage area to viewers all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. In addition to Channel 35.1 in Hazleton, you can watch a crystal clear picture in Berwick and Columbia County on Channel 47.1 and in East Stroudsburg on Channel 24.1. And we're proud to announce Pennsylvania's newest TV station, Channel 9.1 in Williamsport, serving Lycoming, Montour, Northumberland, and Union counties. Now more than ever, WILN is your local network.
Hazleton versus Crestwood. Boys basketball live tonight on WYLN. The rivalry continues as the Cougars look to change their recent fortunes. For the past 2 years, the Comets have edged Hazleton for the Division I title, but this season could and should be different. The Cougars won the school's January matchup 48-34. They have an offense that has been humming, including a 98-point effort on Friday and a defense that is constantly improving. Hazleton enters tonight 9-0 in conference play. Crestwood just a game behind at 8-1. Tune in to WYLN at 7:30 to watch the big matchup live. National Signing Day set for tomorrow. Well, today, 2 student athletes from Marian Catholic got a head start with their college announcements. After gaining over 4,000 career all-purpose yards, KJ Snurr will attend Division II Millersville University to play running back. Snurr reflected on how Marian helped him get to the Marauders.
It's definitely been a great experience. Coach Costi always teaches that, using football as a means to an end, and, use the game, don't let it use you. So, that's exactly what myself, and Pete Dabrowski did.
Pete Dabrowski, one of Snurr's blockers, announced he will be attending Division III Dickinson College and spoke about the similarities between his high school and his future school.
What really led me there, it's a lot like here at Marian, so it's very connected, much like that of a family. And just a similar feeling. It's weird to describe, but it's just the kind of vibe you get from the place.
Snurr plans to study accounting while Dabrowski will study geology. On Sunday, Morgan Kraft made the 60-mile trip from her hometown of Muncie, Pennsylvania to Drums to address the Hazleton Shooting Club. In August, Kraft will be making a slightly longer journey to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil to compete for Team USA in women's skeet in the 2016 Olympics.
I've always tried to set very high goals and high expectations for myself, but shooting was something that I grew up in, and as I got better and improved and really got to know people who have been in the sport for a very long time, I started to set my sights on the Olympics. So about 4 or 5 years ago, I made 2016, the Rio Olympic Games, my long-term goal.
She takes 30,000 shots per year in practice, and beyond that, the future Olympian offered advice for those pursuing their dreams in the sport.
Get out there and experience it. It's all about dedicating, setting goals, having that support system. So getting out there, practicing, getting to know who you are as far as what it takes for you to succeed. It's very, very personalized adventure.
Opening ceremony set for August 6th for the Olympics in Rio, with Kraft competing beginning on August 12th. Stay tuned. Coming up, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at your forecast.
This week on Topic A, I'm joined by Neil Alberto, Executive Director of Catholic Social Services here in Hazleton. We're going to talk all about a new pilot program being launched to help those homeless people in our area. Join us this week on Topic A, only on WYLN.
Well, all is quiet on the home front, but that's not going to be the case as we head through tonight, later tonight, and going into tomorrow. Some rain will overspreading our area, but you know what? It's going to be all rain because temperatures will continue to remain above freezing. And before all is said and done, we could be looking at a decent amount of rain. On average, maybe 3/4 of an inch, give or take. Maybe some areas near an inch. So a good amount. But again, it's going to be all rain because temperatures will continue to remain above the freezing point. And it's going to turn windy as we go into Thursday, getting colder, much colder for Friday, the weekend, and early next week, only in the 30s for daytime high temperatures. So enjoy the mild weather tomorrow. Would be the last, at least for a while.
Well, it's free car wash day tomorrow then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Park outside. And you've got a lot of kids signing.
Yeah, big day tomorrow, starting 7, 8 a.m. kids signing throughout the day, so we'll have coverage of that. Wow. I just want to say that I like Phil's forecast more than Joe's today.
I do too.
I just wanted to add
I'm
that.
with you on it. I can't complain.
6 weeks is 6 weeks.
6 weeks is 6 weeks, yeah.
Have a great rest of your evening. But it's